Hello, welcome to day 23 of Living from Your Heart in a 3D World. I'm Susie from Susie Unshaped, and we are unshaping all the belief systems that are preventing you from living from your heart with joy and love and peace and bliss. So, we have covered so much in the last 22 days, and today I'm feeling really compelled to just start all over again and walk you through the journey how I remember it, how we've come to this. And I'm doing that because sometimes you need to hear things in different ways in order to really hear them, if you know what I mean. Like, you can hear the same thing 8,000 times, but then that final one way it's said, you go, oh my God, aha, I get it. So, and I've got like, says it, let's start at the very beginning, a very good place to start. When you read, you begin with A, B, C. When you sing, you begin with Do, Re, Mi. So we're going to start with at the very beginning. Okay, so where is the beginning? Well, I'll start at the beginning for me. I suppose, well, these things two things go hand in hand. When I unexpectedly got divorced. So my marriage broke down. The kids were very little. It started getting bad when they were sort of 4 and under. And then it actually split up when they were 5, 3, and 1. So that resulted in me doing a lot of like soul searching. What is the point? What is the point of life, etc. And that's when I started my business, which was a product I'd made for myself. They're called Scanties Anti-Shapewear. And it evolved into an anti-shapewear movement over time from all of this digging into the why. And the reason I started that business, it was a side hustle for a while. I was still working, 3 young kids. It was crazy. But because in my digging, I realized, like, we are here on earth to live in joy and happiness and peace and calm. And that business to me would bring me joy. Like, being able to help women feel good in their bodies and good about themselves would bring me joy. So I started that business. And then when you're doing a business, you have to get really clear on like your why and who is this product for. And so when you're doing that, you're really digging into the persona of the person that your product is for. And in order to do that, because I wore them for 8 years before I even thought they were a commercially viable product. I just knew I needed them for me. So ideally, I am my avatar. So I had to dig into why, for me, are they the perfect product? Like, what is the emotional driver behind it? Do you know what I mean? Like, not just what do they do, but how do they make me feel? And why do I want to feel like that? And so that led me down the path of like body positivity and all the messaging where we're told we're not thin enough, we're not like muscly enough, we don't have a flat enough stomach, we don't have smooth enough thighs, we don't have, like all of the ... We are not, our bodies are not enough. And therefore, because our bodies are not enough, obviously we are not enough. Because could you possibly be enough if you had a body that wasn't enough? So that's what I uncovered the messaging to be. And like, it's coming at us from every place you can possibly imagine. Shapewear in itself, like, that is just telling you your body's not enough. You need to change it. And so that's when I was like, I am starting an anti-shapewear movement because I am sick of us being told our bodies are not enough as they are. And then I dug into that a little bit more. And I realized we are actually all wearing emotional shapewear. So we're wearing physical shapewear that's telling us we're not enough, but we are wearing invisible emotional shapewear. And I absolutely loved that terminology. So my anti-shapewear movement now isn't just about the physical shapewear. It's about the emotional shapewear that is suffocating our souls. So the physical shapewear is suffocating our bodies, and the emotional shapewear is suffocating our hearts and our souls. And in both areas, we just want to breathe. So, everyone take a big, deep breath in and just let it all out. Breath in and let it all out. It's like if we can't breathe, we can't be connected into ourselves, into our heart, into our intuition if we can't breathe. And so, yes, taking off the physical shapewear, that's an easy one. Tick, you can do that like that. Slip on a pair of scanties, wear nothing, whatever it is, just take them off, gone, because they're just a physical representation of being told you're not enough. But the emotional shapewear removal, now this one is a lot trickier because it has come from places you don't even know. Like parts of it you don't even know it even exists. There are so many layers of this emotional shapewear onion that we have inherited. It's even like in our DNA and past lifetimes and genetics and like our family stories, the like cultural stories that we've been told and belief systems, like what sort of school you went to, were you brought up in a religion, like all of this information we've been absorbing and absorbing and absorbing. All of this information that has been shaping our idea and our beliefs on who we are and what we need to be worthy, what we need to do to be worthy. And so it was a little bit like the aha moments have come through thick and fast in the last 22 days. Like all of these behaviors we either need to do or not do in order to be worthy. Like, do you know what I mean? If I do that, I'll be bad. If I do that, I'll be good. You see all these conditions? This is emotional shapewear. The conditions you put on yourself in order to be worthy. Whatever it is. So I'm like, right, okay. I can see that, the emotional shapewear, like the expectations, the shoulds and the shouldn'ts and whatever it is, this performance that we're doing in order to be worthy and to be good and not be bad. So that is what emotional shapewear is. Emotional shapewear is like any traits you think. Being lazy, being envious, being jealous, being mean, being angry. All of the traits we deem as bad. I think isn't there even like the 7 deadly sins or the 7 earthly sins? Was it lust, greed, envy, pride? You know, the 7 sins. And if you do those sins, you're not worthy. Oh, no, you are not worthy if you commit those sins. And then we've got to ask for forgiveness and all of these rules in order for us to be worthy and to be enough as a human. And you've got to do this to be good. That is what I've been digging into, because guess what I found? None of it is true. You do not need to do a single thing to be worthy or to be enough. If you do any of the bad things, you are still enough. You are still worthy. If you do not do the good things, you are still enough. You are still worthy. So then, Like, just sit with that for a second. Because it might take a little while to sink in. And I know where we get it from. We need to be worthy. We need to feel worthy in order to feel safe. And that's like a pack sort of tribe mentality, because if you get kicked out of the pack or the tribe, well, you're going to die, aren't you? You can't fend for yourself. This is like our old programming, like caveman type programming. Like if you don't stay safe, you'll die. And our central nervous systems have become so wound up. Like, they're frazzled. They are exhausted. Because all of this information coming at us all equals, we're not safe, we're not safe, we're not safe, we're going to die. Not safe, die. And guess what? There's a new belief system coming to town. And I keep getting this in my head. And that is, well, I'll tell you, the new belief system is that you are worthy, end of. That's it. And I suppose if you haven't watched any of the other videos, I will quickly recap why you are worthy, as is. If you do the bad stuff, if you don't do the good stuff, you're still worthy and you're still enough. Because number one, you exist. We're talking, I'm talking, you're listening, you get it. We're here, we exist. By definition of, if we don't exist, we're non-existent. And in its own definition, non-existence does not exist. So therefore, we must exist. See? Okay. So we exist. That's proven. And everything that exists has been created by universal source energy. There is one source of energy in this universe, and it creates all things. Call it God's creation, call it divine intelligence, call it source energy, call it whatever you want, but it creates everything. It creates worlds, it creates universes, it creates absolutely everything. And if you exist, you must be created by the thing that creates everything, which is universal source energy. That is an absolute fact. Like, you cannot refute that. It is 100% true. There is no, you can't be a little bit of it. You can't sometimes be it and sometimes not be it. You are always it. Always. And universal source energy is pure love. Like, pure love. That is what universal source energy, divine intelligence, God's creation, whatever you want to call it, pure love. So if you exist and you are created by source energy, then you are pure love. And I would say that by definition, pure love, is pure love enough? Is pure love worthy? Are there any conditions in which pure love is not enough and is not worthy? There are not. What could be more worthy than divine creation, which you are, and I am, and everything is? What can be more worthy than that? So, now that we know this, now we know this fact, this is your truth. This is your truth. And now I'm going to tell you the part that keeps coming to me, and I'm going to tell you it because you are now going to become Gandalf from the Lord of the Rings when he stands on that bridge and there's some fire devil or something trying to cross the bridge, and Gandalf has he has his staff, and he has a secret fire of the something, which means this fire dragon, he can actually battle this fire dragon. And you are now going to, if any piece of information, story, unaligned belief system tries to tell you that you are not enough and that you are not worthy, thou shalt not pass. That's what I just have. Like, that is how strong you can be in your fortitude, because you know your truth. And anything that is trying to tell you otherwise shall not pass into your field. It is gone. It is like, there is only one truth. One. That is all you need to know. That is it. One truth of who you are. Like, that's what we've uncovered over the last 22 days. And I've been on this journey with you. Like, I have been uncovering this. I found that recording videos helps me to process things. And I have had the aha moments as I've been recording these with you. I am walking right alongside you and understanding and uncovering all of this information. And now when we know our one truth, and that's the only thing we need to know, that is it. You do not need to know anything else, because it is our new filter, this one truth. Our new filter. Does this align with me being enough, exactly as I am right now? Pure love, divine creation, or does it not? If it does not, it is not your truth, and thou shalt not pass. I hope you get that stuck in your head. Thou shalt not pass, because I want you to tell those belief systems when they come in, you are not my truth. You shall not pass. Yep, you shall not pass. Thank you for showing me where I still had unaligned belief systems. Like, thank you for coming up. I love you for coming into my, like, projecting into my reality so that I can look at you and see that you're not my truth, and therefore transmute you. Kick you out of bed, as I've been saying. Kick you out of bed. Sorry, you're gone. You're not my truth anymore. You were never my truth. I just didn't know, because I had all this web of illusion over my face, like plastered to my face, which we all chose to have this web of illusion like this, plastered over our face so we couldn't see. But now we can see through the veil. And what they mean by seeing through the veil and seeing the illusion of this 3D life that is a projection by us, when you see through the veil, is what they mean is that you see your truth. You see who you truly are. And at the beginning of this, I think day one might have even been the precursor to the challenge, when I was just trying to, like, I was like, I know I can get glimpses through the veil, but how do I get rid of the illusion off my face? Not off my face, but you know what I mean? Like in front of my eyes. Like, it's only like a brick wall standing right there in front of you. But it's only thin, like you can get through it. And this is the lifetime that we pierce the veil of illusion. We've chosen this lifetime to incarnate, to remember who we truly are. We chose this. Like, you get to be part of the most exciting timeline there has ever been, to transition from this 3D density and behind the veil to seeing through the illusion. And it's basically like being awake inside the dream, but you get to create the dream however you like. So this is a very exciting time to be alive. And to see through the illusion is all of these beliefs, all of these, I have to do this to be enough, I can't do that to be enough. All of these things, stories, like rules, expectations, shoulds, shouldn'ts that we placed on ourselves and had placed on ourselves, they are the illusion. They are the illusion. You don't need to do or not do a single thing to be enough. You are already enough exactly right now. You are worthy. You are a divine creation. What can be more worthy than that? You're made from the same energy as God or Creator or whatever you want to call it. what could be more worthy than that? What could be more enough than that? Like, I hope that by recapping and going back through all of this, you might hear it in a way. Like, hear it. Like, really hear it. You know what I mean? Oh, that's right. I was going to tell you a funny story, and I can tell my central nervous system has shifted like you would not believe in this last 22 days. Like, I'm a solo parent to 3 kids. It's manic crazy. Like, it's crazy. So, like, you're busy. You go. Anyway, this morning I was making my son breakfast, and I was cracking eggs into a pan. Anyway, I cracked 3 eggs, and I was cracking the 4th egg. And when I tapped it on the bench and I went to put it in the pan, the egg literally jumped out of the top of the shell and went splat on the floor. Now, before I started this challenge, there would definitely been some expletives, probably. And do you know what I did today? I burst out laughing. Like, I actually burst out laughing at this egg that had jumped itself up out of the shell and onto the floor and went splat. Even though we were running late for school, like, that's because my central nervous system has, like, reprogrammed itself. I didn't choose that reaction. That was my automatic reaction. So that's how quickly we've reprogrammed this. Like, it's crazy. If you haven't done days 1 through 22, I really highly recommend them. You'll see, because it goes on the journey. Like, you'll come on the journey with me. Because I only knew what you knew back on day 1. I've only uncovered this as we've been speaking these last 23 days. And it's interesting because a couple of recordings have actually deleted themselves. And so now I just know, well, obviously they weren't meant to be released yet. And I had lots of tech problems today as well. And then I was even having lighting problems, and I was like, do you know what? It doesn't need to be perfect. Just press record. It doesn't need to be perfect. Show up for you. And I love recording these because, as I said, when I'm talking to you, I'm processing all of this information as I'm speaking it. Like, the difference between me and you is literally how much time it takes for the sound to leave my mouth and land in your ears. I am processing it as I'm speaking it. So please go back and do days 1 through 22 and then follow on to the rest of the 31 days, because it's just been so amazing. And when you can release all those burdens and pressures that you have on yourself to be worthy and be enough, you know that you already are exactly as you are, then it becomes easy and fun. And that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be easy and fun and filled with joy. And once you take off all those burdens and expectations, all the parameters that you need to be enough or to be worthy, which in fairness, it was for our own survival. Like, we put them on so that we wouldn't get kicked out, so that we'd be liked and we'd be like kept in the herd and we'd be safe. You don't need them to be safe. You are safe. You are safe being you. It's safe to be you. It's safe to say something that is actually true to your heart, even if you think other people won't like it. Coming from a reformed people pleaser, like, it was, for me, people pleasing was a safety mechanism. So you didn't get kicked out of the herd. Well, they wouldn't possibly like you for who you are. You need to doctor it and change it and try and be as, what's the word? Amenable? I don't know. Whatever that word is. As possible. Amenable? Anyway, doesn't matter. Fit in. Don't rock the boat. Don't dare say what you actually want. Why not? that person does kick you out, there's a lot more herds that you can join. Like, if you need a herd, you might not even need a herd. You know what I mean? Like, we're not in that primitive state anymore where getting kicked out of the herd of the tribe means death. It does not mean death anymore. But that's our central nervous system that needs reprogramming, that we are safe. Like, we do these behaviors out of safety. So we have to rewire ourselves. And the place that starts with is your truth. Once you know that truth and can hold on to that truth about who you are, you can filter everything else through that, and you will start to see so quickly how fast you can transmute it. See, that, when my son taught me that, I only learned this the other week, that when you click, it's actually when it hits down here, not up the top, that makes the noise. See, I never knew that. So you think something's happening up here, it's really happening down here. Someone needs to hear that, I don't know who. Anyway, I hope this, like, starting from scratch, please leave in the comments, this did make sense. If it didn't make sense, if you want any other areas explained more. Oh, and also, yes, I do want to tell you about this. I've also started creating a playlist in Spotify. I'll see if I can make it in YouTube as well, of all the songs, like the songs that really, like, sing to your heart about, like, loving and accepting yourself. They're the songs, like, over time that, you know, that you actually, like, tear up to, because it's like, yes, I can do it. I can do this. I can do it. And you actually tear up because you're actually so proud of yourself. Like, so proud of yourself, because yes, you can do it, and you have done it. And, like, everyone has been through so much in their lives, like, so much. I know you have, like, so much. And you did that, and you survived, and you made it through. And you should feel proud of yourself, because it's hard and it's lonely. Like, I know how lonely it can be, like, inside your head when you're trying to figure stuff out and get through things. Sometimes you don't know if you're going to make it through. But over time, you build that trust inside of yourself that, yes, you can make it through. You can do it. And then now we know our truth. You can tell why you could do it. Like, now you know your truth. In hindsight, you were always going to do it. You were always going to make it through. Okay, this has been a long one. I'm sorry for that. I got very passionate there. But I love you lots, and I hope you have a fantastic day and remembrance of who you truly are. Bye.